Hi everybody, it's Kathy here from Kathy Loves to Scrap, and today's scrapbook layout follows in with a Get in Shape layout for the month of April, and we're using squares. Miranda Weber created this hop, and each month we have a shape we scrapbook with, and so this one is squares. So what perfect opportunity to use square photos and square papers to showcase this month's shape. So I'm using these Paige Evans papers here, and this square quilted design lends itself beautifully for the creativity process for what I want to create for my photos of when I was guest designer with Paper Rose papers last month. So I am just cutting out the interior of these squares. As soon as I saw this paper, I knew this was perfect for this hop and this focus for this scrapbook layout. So using the squares here, I'm cutting out to create frames, and then I'm also going to cut out a smaller frame which I won't use, but I will use the interior square. And I like the colours in these squares because they match my photos, which you'll see very soon. So as I said, this is a hop that Miranda Weber has created for us girls to hop along to, and every month we do have a different shape, and it's called Get in Shape, and there are some very, very talented creators playing along. So you need to check out all of the people that are in the playlist, which I will have linked down below. Alright, I'm happy with my squares, except I want just maybe a couple more just to make sure that I've got enough, and that one strip there I'm just going to use in a middle piece across the middle instead of a branding strip. And I have these tiny squares just that I'm going to also incorporate into the design. That's where having scraps lying around in the colour patterns that you want are very helpful at times. So looking through my scrap pile, which I have to the side, I'm just looking for another little piece that I can cut another 1-inch square out of, and the ones of the colours that marry nicely into the design that I'm going for. Yellow is going to obviously be my frame for my layout, as you can see here, and also for the backing on my photos. Now I will link here up above, if you click on the link that's now showing, that's where you will find the video that I did for this layout when I was the design guest for Paper Rose last month. So I thought, well, it was a big achievement for me. That is a big company with lots of paper designs, and to be a guest designer with their wonderful paper range was an achievement, and I just wanted to capture that and record that as well. So these photos are of my promos with my watermarking from Paper Rose, just so that is now a piece of my history for my book of me. So I think that's a nice way to remember that opportunity that I was given, and I'm grateful that I had that chance to do that. Alright, so I do have that strip across the middle, and you can see that I have chosen a check paper there, and that's got more squares in it, and then I'm just layering up all my squares, and I'm using those as my embellishments. I like how the frames are in behind. They replicate that squares, that is the photos square and the frame of this whole layout square, and I like how this is really focusing on using that shape on this layout. So I'm putting in these stickers that's going to say true story, and you'll see that I will go back and build on that as well. Those stickers have lost their stickiness, so I'm going to have to use some glue, and I'll do that off screen to make sure that they stay there permanently and don't get lost once they go into the album. So I've added just 3 little blooms there because I didn't want to overpower it with embellishing. The photos are enough with the squares, and keeping it simple is always a good option as well. So I'm looking at it, and you know me, I'm thinking it's a little bit flat, so with my black pen I'm going around the squares, and that's just adding a little bit of highlight to the features. I just want the squares to stand out just that little bit more, so I'm carefully using my pen to trace around the outside of all the squares, and you can see automatically that this is just lifting it that little bit more. And it's those little details that make the difference between a flat looking layout and something that really pops off the page. And so black is always a good colour to use for that. It's like a shadow. And then I'm just adding a little hashtaggy effect to the edges like a sewn stitch. And then I'm going to go right around the frame for the whole layout to make it stand out. But I'm not going to do it for the horizontal bar that goes across the middle, the landing bar, because I just want that to be in the background of the paper. Now I'm just adding a little bit of journaling to put this into context down the bottom. And it was when I was that guest designer, as I said, for Paper Rose. I was so excited to be given that opportunity. I look for opportunities where I can hopefully work with some of the bigger paper designers out there. So if anyone's interested, just email me. I'm more than happy to play with paper. I love playing with paper, especially new designs and getting creative. So to finish off, of course, it wouldn't be my layout if I didn't add in a little bit of Nuvo drops. And so what I'm doing is I am putting in the sets of 3 Nuvo drops there. And I'm going to put another set over to the left with the square, so that they're on the interior of the square. And you'll just see me, I'm contemplating. I don't even know why I had to overthink that part, but I did. Just goes to show that, you know, it is all about thinking the process through. And you can see now that those sets of 3 Nuvo drops have drawn your eye around. Yeah, you can see all of the squares that are the feature of this layout. It is a simple design. It is, I like it. It's classic. It's clean. It's got all the angles and the squares, but there's just missing that little bit extra. And so I got the other day these tiny little enamel butterflies, and they are just beautiful. They're like resin, and they've got a sparkle to them. And so I'm just flipping over some, and I'm going to put some bluey purpley ones onto the layout just to build like a little tiny focal point where those Nuvo drops are to continue the building of that cluster. And they're sort of a mini cluster. So that's how my layout has come together. That's how I have chosen to use squares on mine. I can't wait to go and watch everybody else and see what they have put together. Hopefully I am providing you with the content you're after. Thank you for watching. It's really very important that you keep coming back. For some reason, YouTube has stopped pushing me out, and I'm noticing a drop in how many people are getting to see my content. So don't forget to hit that notification button. Thanks for watching, everybody. Happy scrapping till next time. Here's my next video for you, and I'll see you over there.